little question. So
all right, wait. Before we get started, before you get started, we gonna get started. So first, let's start with the ladies first. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody? Tell them who you are. Tell them what you're about.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mystic. My pronouns are she and they, and I am a self-love coach, self-love guru. I teach people how to, and I model more than anything to people how to come into loving yourself and to do the work that's necessary so that you can show up in the world as your authentic self, because I believe and see every day that the more that you show up as your authentic self, the more that you will be blessed, that your blessings are connected to your authenticity. And so that's what I model to people. Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
All right. Come on. Now the mayor of Oakland. Now, see, he didn't get put on the ballot this year, y'all, but we're going to make sure in due time, this is the mayor of Oakland right here. Go ahead and talk to us.
Hey, it's kind of hard to talk when after you do some shit like that. So, I'm Imani, I'm Mr. Bowtie Bartender, many different names, The Konversation, as y'all can see. I am a multi-talented young black brother out here in the Bay Area, and so many different places. But I go by Imani, Mr. And the conversation is what I do. We have conversations, we talk, we present things. I'm a sexual educator to where I want your body language to be a conversation. I want your mindset to have a conversation. I want you to be able to elevate yourself to having a better conversation with yourself by presenting self-love as well as presenting the love that you're supposed to be pushed out to anybody else. I lead with love, I exit with love, I enter with love. And if you can't fuck with that, then bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on, y'all, put some hearts up right now. I
wait,
need to see the
Mystic?
screen lit up with hearts. All of this positive energy in this room, it's lit tonight.
Hold on. I think Mystic, everyone is asking for you to clarify, what do you mean by pronouns?
So pronouns are just like he, she. I go by she and they. And so I like to announce my pronouns to people just so that if we have trans or non-binary folks in the room, right, like I'm all about creating spaces where trans and non-binary folks can feel included. And so that's why I announce my pronoun, right? We want to call people by what they want to be called by. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for
And
that.
I'm going to go by, we know him, he, and his. Nay, if you know, so it's a respect thing, and that's the culture, and that's the push that we need to do, and it's just so people know, so I don't misread you wrong, so I don't offend you, and so I'm respecting you, and so
Right.
I feel it, I love it, and that's the type of energy we gotta push.
Right.
Well, y'all ready for tonight?
I
Let's
want to say
go.
to the crowd too, I'm so happy that you guys actually asked for clarification.
Yes.
I'm really happy about that. So
yes. I love y'all. We got some educated people in this motherfucker. Become!
What y'all drinking on?
Yeah, what y'all drinking on?
Water.
Okay.
What about you? I see that pink cup. That don't look like water.
Juice, but then I also have my drinks at all times. You feel me?
Oh yeah, tell them about that.
All right, so as most people know, and if you don't know, I go by Mr. Bowtie Bartender. I make organically cold pressed drinks infused with alcohol. I have 2 Hennessy's, 2 tequilas, 2 vodkas, and a rum drink. They're all their own type of medium. They're all their own type of person. They make people be their own type of people, and how you taste them. It literally just presents itself within your taste buds and make sure that everything that you do and everything that it presents is a liquid orgasm. And that's the brand, Liquid Orgasm.
So how can they find it?
Mr. Bowtie Bartender, the Bowtie Best, Bowtie Bartender. I took over all the Bowtie on Instagram. Hit me up. I deliver. I mail out. If you need pickup locations, I got about 4 or 5 pickup locations in California. 2 in Vegas, 2 in Atlanta, and 2 in Texas.
Okay.
Like, what's up? Like, you can find me everywhere.
That's big. Okay.
I told you, Mayor.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So let's not get into it too further because Instagram got a real strong shut-off game right now, and they really will shut your shit off in an hour. So I want us to make sure that we get this thing out. We got a lot to talk about. Late night conversations is our own opinions. It's how we feel. Hey, if we don't know, we're sitting here to be educated and take that knowledge to see it and hear it some another way. And, you know, it helps us understand it. We don't hold back. We say what we got to say, and it comes out how it comes out.
I'm loving these comments. I'm loving these comments.
Yes, the drinks are phenomenal. If you ain't had them, I mean, that Hennessy.
Somebody said he take all forms of payment, depending on what you mean by all forms.
Hey, everything but happy endings. Everything but happy endings. Hey.
All right.
She need a refill. I got you. Hit me up. I got you on the refill. Let's do it.
Let's get it. Okay, so the first question I really want to roll around tonight, and the first little topic I want to start with is, can you be monogamous? Do you believe in monogamy? Do you believe in monogamy? What is monogamy to you? And Nate, we'll start with you.
What? You gotta start with me.
Okay, we gotta start with you. I mean, come on, we'll let
our
we can start with
me. We can start.
What is monogamy and how do you feel about monogamy?
I think I can be monogamous. It's so funny to me, I don't know why. So I feel like I can be monogamous, but I have to be in love with you. Okay. If I'm not in love with you, if you allow me to fall out of love with you, then I can't be monogamous to you. Like, so that's me. You have to continue to do the things necessary to keep me in love with you. Okay. Because if not, then I'm going to need something else. And so, yeah, that's my take.
Okay.
I feel like I can be, well, I know that I can be monogamous, right? But I feel like we should be in the relationships in which we have the capacity for, right? And so a relationship may shift depending on what's going on in it at the time, right? So for example, like I may get into a relationship and it may start off monogamous, right? Mm-hmm. But if I've been with a person for 10 years and my needs may change and I now have different needs, or that person has different needs, right? I believe that love, the highest form of love, is about allowing everybody around you to take the paths in life that they need to take to be able to meet the needs, to go get the needs met that they need to be met, right? Mm-hmm. I think monogamy teaches us that we have a responsibility to please, to be the source of pleasure for one, you know, for the other person, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because if we talking about community, right? Okay. There are going to be things that, you know, that other people can do for you. And it would be egotistical for me to believe that I can please every single need that a person has. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it just depends on where we at in a relationship. You feel me? Now, if I'm pregnant, you know, your ass, we don't need to be doing nothing else. Your ass is monogamous. If I'm, you know, having a baby, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it kind of just depends on where we at.
Okay.
I'm reading the comments going crazy. It's a lot of I like it. I'm loving the controversy. So so for me, I don't like to be boxed in, right? I was taught to master monogamy, and by mastering that is by allowing my whole self to be inside that situation until it needs to be expanded to a better situation. Right. So if and I only say better is because in the midst of a relationship, as Mystic just said, you change in that elevation of who you are as y'all grow together. Right. Your dynamic change. That foundation wants to expand. That foundation may start off as a single family home. You feel me? And now you're trying to expand that, but it may not be with a child. It may be with your sexual aspirations. It may be with your desires. It may be with your business. It may be with your growth. It may be just with something that you need within yourself. So for me, yes, I can be. Do I choose to? No.
Okay. Okay. Well, I choose to.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Let that
At
be
all.
said.
Yes.
Because if you are the type of person that can be all of that and some for your partner, then be that. If you are the type of individual that can grow and transform and make sure you meet the needs of the person that you are with, and you don't give them a reason to fall out of love or to not stay into you, then hey, do what you got to do. But if you're going to be that, be that. That's what I say. If you're not gonna be it, not gonna be it. But don't give excuses on why.
I had a question that I put on my Instagram. So the question that I have is, are the rules of monogamy different between are the rules of monogamy different from being possessive? I feel like it's no difference between the rules of monogamy and being possessive. Because I feel like when you think of the rules of monogamy, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. I feel like as humans, sometimes we possess each other and don't realize that, we're just spirits living in this flesh. And I just feel like sometimes we get our hopes up too high, as if thinking in the mindset of like we own each other. And so I feel like monogamy and I feel like monogamy and being possessive go hand in hand.
Absolutely. I mean, well, because the history of monogamy was institutionalized as the standard in society because lower, let's say more, how do I say this? Like more lower standard men needed to be able to have access to more women, right? And so, because the thing is if all the fly niggas is taking all the bitches, then what the niggas with no cows, goats, and money gonna do, right? And so that's why monogamy was introduced into society as the standard, right? And so, a part of it is about this possessiveness, like let me own this human being, like you can't take all of it, right? It's about property, right? It like institutionalizes this property. But I do think that it's important to say that there are healthy ways to be monogamous, right? I don't think that monogamy is always about it being synonymous to being possessive, right? I do think that monogamy is an opportunity for you to lean into intimacy. You feel me, with the person that you dealing with. Like Imani said, like you want to master monogamy. You want to master understanding the person that you with, right? Like if you can't be with one person, why the fuck you gonna go get one more? You can barely, you ain't got, it's like you ain't got enough dick or pussy or love or whatever for one person. What you gonna go add more on your plate for? So I hear what you're saying, Nay, but I also too want to be clear to the audience that there's also a way, right? Like for us to move and shake in monogamy in a way where it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
But how do you reach that level of it being beautiful? Like when you feel like
good question.
You can't do anything, or
can I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you even do that. That 4-letter word needs to get the fuck out of this conversation completely.
What love?
Can't.
Oh, can't. Oh.
Because you can do anything and you can do everything in any situation. No matter what's going on, possessiveness and being when a person feels like they want to be possessive over somebody, they hate that they can't have ownership. And my little brother just said that they hate that I can't own you. They hate that they can't do this. They hate that they have that their limitations on their life, they can't bestow that onto you. Right. You feel me? So by you being they fell in love with you, or they fell for you for being the free spirited person. But how are you gonna be a free spirited person if you're sitting here with some toenail clippers or some scissors ready to clip my wings?
Right.
So you can't do
you are teaching us tonight.
You can't get into that. You can't get into a situation that way. Literally, stay in your lane. Yes, you're a farmer. You want this. You want that. If they have a choice to be with you, then let them have that choice. But don't stop them from being with the person that they want to be with. If you don't know how to be stagnant into loving yourself enough to keep that person. You feel me? So don't ever the word can't is something that needs to go away completely. Like, because you can lean into being territorial, being instead of being possessive, you be like, oh, I'm very secure. You feel me? I could definitely be very secure with myself. I can know who I'm coming home to, know who I'm pleasing, know who I'm giving myself to, know everything, right? But you don't have to have these insecurities of being possessive, like, oh, I have ownership over this person, so they can't do things that I don't approve of. They can't do things that I haven't had a say so in. They can't do this. That type of shit in monogamy is what breaks it down. It's what makes people cheat. It's what makes people move on and be sneaky and shit like that.
Right.
No, you can be open with your partner. You can do this. You can do that. That can't shit gotta go.
Okay.
You just said a mouthful.
Okay. Wait, so, okay, let me jump in because, Nay, I do want to answer your question because I see y'all just pinned something that's really important. The question is, how do you get to a place where you can be in that kind of beautiful monogamous relationship? And I feel like the foundation is self-mastery, right? It's self-mastery. You have to be a master on a journey of mastering yourself. You got to understand what your triggers are. You got to understand what your limitations are as a person. Have you gone to therapy, whatever kind of therapy that is, whether that's sitting down with a counselor, a spiritual advisor, or doing some damn drugs that can take your ass up to the ethers and make you have some self-realization of yourself. Whatever kind of therapy you need to get, go get it, right? Because you have to understand who you are so that you can then choose and attract the people that will be able to be compatible with your capacity as a person, right? And so if you are not on that journey, you ain't gonna be able to be with nobody.
That part.
Okay?
Exactly.
You ain't gonna be able to be with nobody.
Exactly.
So that's the biggest thing. So, yeah.
Listen. And so that brings us to, so do you think people use the easy way out and say, oh, I'm poly?
They don't have an
understanding for a second.
I don't need it to. I don't need it
to. Because that, to some people, that's a really high level of achievement that they feel like I just can't do. So you know what?
I think people got the wrong idea of poly, though.
That's
a lot of people, I feel
that's
like,
where I'm going.
Of poly as in like sex. They just think about sex.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. But do we think people use that route now as, oh, I'm poly because I just can't be committed to one person?
They don't even know what. A lot of people who say poly, I swear to you, they have not done their history. They don't know like what it means to Black people, our culture, where we came from, and how we built our communities and generational wealth. They don't understand that. They just think of, oh, I'm gonna have 2 women. So this is a generation that goes, that monkey see, monkey do. I feel like so poly to them is just I'm gonna have hella sex with different people.
Okay.
Right.
Look at it like this.
Come on, talk to us.
That 4-letter word, that 4-letter word poly, right? Is just a little. It's just a what is it called? The prefix.
Yeah.
It's the word the before. It's the prefix to so much more.
Yeah.
You feel me? So people don't have an understanding of it. People don't understand what the lifestyle is. They rather say that word like they're saying, "Oh, I'm vegan now," or "I'm this," and everything like that. It's just a term for them now because it's easier to say than saying, "I'm a cheater." I want threesomes. I want to be able to do what I want without having to say, without having to tell somebody what I'm doing. I want a title that's going to allow me to do whatever I want because I told people that this is my title. So now I can do what I want without having to explain myself because they should already know what it's about. People don't understand that. People don't know that. People don't. Themselves the time to sit there and explore why religiously this is a culture, why as Black people it's part of our culture, why in history it's part of our culture, and how multiple different cultures have taken it to a different level and a different plane, why you have them suffixes where it's polyandry, polyamorous, polyamory, it's so many different lanes to it, because you can have 2 men,
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5 men, and live a certain lifestyle, and they all have
girl.
they have their own different levels and everything
Don't
like that,
tell me
right?
that.
That's part of that's polyandry. You
You're
feel me?
right.
Because you yes, you can have a field of alpha men,
Right.
but you're the dominant into that situation,
Mm.
right?
So, but what
So
is that?
it's not
What is my role since I'm the dominant one to these men?
your
Do I
role.
provide for them or they provide
No,
for me?
it's not. It's not even always about how you provide in a materialistic way. It's about how you feed them spiritually, mentally, emotionally, sexually. Shit,
So what is poly?
most of them can be platonic.
Yeah. Okay.
Your girl Elijah Michelle, the official Sunflower Child. I'm so excited for this album to drop. It's gonna be an amazing project. Can't wait for you to listen to it from top to bottom. This project means so much to me. It's called the Growth Project for a reason. I just most recently turned 30 on June 10th, and this album showcases a lot of my growth, a lot of my progress that I've made with living out here in LA. I've only been out here 2 years, and I'm telling you, it's been the best time of my life. Like I said, I love and appreciate you guys so much. Can't wait for you to listen, like, and share. You guys have a good one. The Growth Project.
Gimme. Music fill me to the top or else I'm empty. Bass way too loud so you can't hear me. But it don't matter, just cut the chatter. Only thing we saying
your DJ keep on playing all night. The way you spinning got me feeling alright. Like
They don't have that. You don't have to live in a sexual plane with them. Shit. Where y'all think work husband came from? You can, you feel me? So y'all can move forward with that. My work wife, my work husband. It's because I have a relationship and a bond with this person, not just to be key, but because when we're together, nigga, it's a team. We move forward. We got unity. We build shit. We build something at this job, at this 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, that can't nobody break.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So that's what that unity is, right? So when you're living in a world of just many, poly is many. That's literally what it is. It's many, and the many that you have can be limited to a triangle, or it could be so much more, right? And it's all about how your capacity on how you can give yourself to someone. It's never on it doesn't have to be on a sexual level, because if you want it just sexual, then live a threesome lifestyle. This is what we do. Have a title on what you do, because that's what you're going to be doing. Don't put yourself in a box, or don't give yourself a title if you know that that's not what your plane is, because there's some people that's not romantically on the same plane, but they're ready for a poly relationship. There's women and men that can't be romantic with each other, but they can love each other because they opened up their heart enough to watch. So to say, oh, I love you enough or I love you, and I love how you just fell in love with this person, because you opened up your heart to being bigger than what your situation is, and bigger than what your heart, opening up your heart to allowing so much love that it overflows with capacity. It overflows wholeheartedly. So you have to continue to keep that going, right? So there's open relations. Open relations is different from open relations is different from open relationships. Open relationship is a person that's saying, oh, our foundation is it has some gaps, and it seemed like us together we can't figure this out, but I don't want to lose this, and I don't want that. So I want us to not to separate, but I want us to feel free to start building ourselves up while we're still connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where a lot of people start to, but a lot of people take control of that and take advantage of that, I should say, and they start to do things and be like, oh, we're in an open relationship, so I ain't got to tell you what I'm doing outside of here.
Exactly.
Outside of this house, it's not, because open relations it was built off of communication. It was built off of saying that, hey, we gonna be so open with each other. We're gonna be so open in this relationship.
Yeah.
It's in the title. let's be so open with each other that even if it hurts us,
Right.
So
we're
I have a
gonna have
question to ask y'all
this
then.
conversation. Even if it
Yes.
hurts us, we're gonna still have this conversation. We're gonna be so vulnerable with each other that this open relationship will build us up. Even if I start to date somebody, because dating is not dating exclusively. Dating is not a relationship. Dating is not any of the other shit. It's just simply what it is. It's a date. You feel me? So, but you was open about it. Hey, how your day go, babe? Last night. Oh, it was cool. It was, you feel me? It was something it was a conversation to talk about. This new age shit, this new generation, dating is fucking.
So, okay.
So,
yeah.
and I can go on. I can keep going on with that because I just touched on one thing because there's so many more.
Yeah, we gonna I think the biggest thing that you said in that, I'm gonna let you answer your question real so you don't forget it. Go ahead and ask your question real quick, Nay.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay.
I forgot it already.
I think the biggest thing that you said out of this is lack of
Like
education.
that.
Because I know, for instance, for me, I can only speak for me. I'm a really big TV person, so I learn a lot just, watching TV. It's just one thing I like to do. So I used to watch this show called Escaping Polygamy. I mean, when you look at how white people have took polygamy and how they have made these young girls just down the lineage, I got all these wives and it's a crazy ass show. But to hear what you have said on the culture education moment of just what our people of polygamy is to us, yes, we do have a culture where it's monkey see, monkey do. And I'm glad that we have a platform and we're starting to build these platforms to have these conversations, because what people don't realize is our trauma, and this all boils down back to trauma. It has put you and positioned you into a certain position in life where you're not open-minded about anything. And you stay in this box and in this cage and you just download just what you feel, what you believe, and you never look outside of the box. And so I think that has stopped a lot of people's progress, even just with just staying in this box,
Well, I feel like monogamy, is a European lifestyle. Nope. And I also feel like I really do. I'm just calling like it.
I'm very much gonna allow you to speak your turn, but I'm gonna have to be like Kanye.
Only reason I feel like it is because I just feel like even when, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but even like the Bible, I feel like they tell us how we should live our lives, what we should do. Even like when you go to the South, it's so crazy to me because the South still have a lot of we got racist shit, but it's a lot of real shit down there in the South. But like when I was living down there, I noticed that I'm 26 right now, right, and I'm not married. Out there, you married by 26, you got kids and you got this and you got that, and it's very forced upon because they say that's the Bible Belt. So it's like you have to do this, But when I feel like a lot of stuff from the Bible has been taken from us because I feel I feel like in ancient Egypt, I feel like we not what I feel, what I read on. In ancient Egypt, we used to write messages on the walls to communicate with each other. We used to draw pictures and things like that. I feel like the Europeans took that and they made us, like, the Bible is kind of like their instructions on how we should live our lives. And I feel like I don't know the Bible like that, but I think monogamy is in the Bible. Is that in the Bible? Like polygamy, you should be with one person. That's in the Bible?
Polygamy started off in the Bible first, sweetheart.
So what's in the Bible? I don't know the Bible. I'm just saying it's monogamy.
All right, so look at it like this. Look at it like this. Monogamous actions are in the Bible as well as polygamous actions. They're both inside the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to go back then, how many wives did Abraham have? How many, you feel me? How many husbands did Jezebel have? Did Jezebel have? But they took that out of the Bible. You feel me?
Right.
There's 9 chapters that's gone that people didn't even want to talk about. Three of them were all about women in power, women on a higher level. So, but monogamous is a way that they did.
So why they say adultery is a sin?
Because that's a newer interpretation of a way that they felt like if you entered into this fellowship of marriage,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just sign that paper and that dotted line of marriage, and you go outside of your marriage and do something that wasn't agreed upon between the two of you, and it brought shame to your family, that's adultery.
But think about it, y'all don't think that's possessive as fuck? You
Well,
Hold on,
you
it
have
is
to
though.
sign
hold on.
you have to
It
sign
is.
a contract
It
saying
is.
you can't do this, that, and
So,
the third.
hey,
Absolutely.
no,
Yes.
that is definitely possessiveness. Shit, I believe in
That's
spiritual marriages, and that, I'm fine with that. And sorry, Tamara, baby, I love you, but that sin, poly is definitely not a sin. It's it's looked upon in the Western Hemisphere, the European Christian culture, as something being bad, but as a Black people, it is definitely not something bad, but it's something that needs to be matured into your lifestyle, because not everybody can handle it. As Mystic said earlier, your capacity has to be able to hold this situation and be able to hold all
Absolutely.
that. You cannot, it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
It's
Black
not,
people.
because we were taught, as some of us should, most of us should, our families come from slavery. You came from slavery. You had to conform to their ways, or you were beat or killed. No matter what's
Right.
going on, you had to conform to their way of church, or you were
Right.
beat or you were beat or killed, right? So in the midst of doing that, they still try to keep their culture, but as our generation of wisdom start to die off, so did our cultures, so did our
Right.
teachings, so did our doctrines. Everything started to die off as they started to kill us. So when we started to adapt to it, it was like, oh, this is what we know. This is what we're supposed to do. This is how we're supposed to do this. Same thing with the Bible. This is what they know. This is what we do. This is what we're supposed to do. And it's so many, like I said, it's so many interpretations of everything that you have to start to break that down. You have to start doing your research. You have to go to a different plane and figure out what works for you personally, and not what works for everybody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your
So
foundation has come first.
So
let me just,
go
can
ahead
I
and do
just,
that. And then what I
okay.
want to do is, after you done, I want to hit a few of these questions. Now, tonight's conversation is getting real good.
Yeah, we're gonna
do a
give
part
them some
two.
more
We're gonna
time,
bring
so
y'all
we're gonna
back.
have to go out and come back in.
Yeah, we'll have to, or we'll do a part two, and we'll bring y'all back when we get ready to our first episode coming back. We'll figure it out. But let's go ahead, you go, and then let's answer some of these questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Right.
Okay, so I just want to bring some additional context to the conversation and say that humans have always practiced various forms of relating and having relationships since humans have existed on the planet, right? Monogamy being introduced as the norm and as the standard and as something that you have to do, otherwise you would be frowned upon, is something that was introduced about 1,000 years ago, where it's considered the norm, the standard, right? And so again, I just want to plug that information in there and just remind people we've always practiced monogamy, open relationships, and here's the thing, my thing I always say is, are we ever truly really monogamous when you consider, right, like when you really consider how you have to relate to other people, whether that's your family, your friends? My friendships are romantic, right? Romance is not always synonymous to being sexual, right?
We can't be together without everybody.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like platonic, like you can have platonic romantic relationships. My friendships have sustained me when I didn't have the sexual romantic relationships in my life, right? And I think about the capacity, how much I talk to my friends, right? And so again, if I get into a relationship, is the expectation now that I got to shift how I'm now connecting and relating to my friends because I got this new person in my life? No, like I have other relationships that I have to maintain and sustain. And so I think we have to think about, we like to make romantic relationships the center of like how we talk about relationships, but it's like, my nigga, you got a mama, you got a dog, you got a sister, you got a friend, like you got all these other kind of relationships that you got to sustain, and we sitting up arguing about who you fucking and coming home to, and it's just like, what, so anyways, I just wanted to throw that in there.
At this point, I really don't. Like,
What?
I don't be wanting to know, like, with my with my situation.
Go pick up your fan,
Let's
Kenny.
answer the questions.
Yes.
Let's just answer
So,
some questions.
There was a question. So here, let me say this too. The Bible, here's the thing that I say when it comes to this Bible. Study to show yourself approved. Education is key. You can let anybody tell you what they want to tell you, but if you don't study it and educate yourself and let God interpret it, what He's going to interpret and give to you, for you, then that's on you. That even goes when it comes to this poly and all this something we said tonight. This is not for everybody. Don't think that this is something that you can do, because if you don't have the mental capacity, if you ain't did the work in yourself to be in the mental space to be able to do this, you just using it as a cop-out to not deal with what you got to deal with and the issues that you have. So the biggest thing that is pushed tonight is that you've got to deal with yourself to know whatever it is that you want to get to, whether it's you just knowing like I can only be with one person for the rest of my life because that's what I can give myself, because I don't have the mental capacity to do anything else, or live in your truth. And if you can be with this person and that person and still make sure everyone's need is met and understand what you're doing and not putting an image to something that's not what it is. And that's a lot what we do in today's time. We put an image to something of what we think it is. And that's when the whole monkey see, monkey do comes, and the patterns come because we don't take this time to educate ourselves. So
tonight, not to cut you off, brother. I'm just looking at some of the comments.
And one comment questions, it's gonna be hard to answer them, y'all. Please don't be mad at us. We're gonna try to go through it. We kind of talking, but sometimes.
So maybe we should all pick a question to answer.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it said poly ain't for everybody and it can't be taught. Yes, it can.
Okay, that's one. Nice and quick. I like
that.
Okay,
so the question that I was gonna it's not a question. Somebody said, Dominique said, I don't know, y'all. My man gotta be my man. You know what's so crazy? Let me tell y'all something. Let me see. Well, okay, so anyway, so in other situations, right? I don't know what, like, I've met a guy before that I felt like, no, I wouldn't do nothing like that with him, right? And then I met a guy before that had a presence that was just so, what can I say? Like a presence that makes me want to submit to him in a way. And I wanted to learn more about it. Like I wanted to be a part of it, you know? So do y'all feel like how you just said it can be taught, right? Like that goes into that. Like what do you have to say about that? Like a man can make you feel like you, or a woman, but I'm saying man because you know I met some men. But what would you say
in like 2 minutes? Because you
we got to restart it.
It might, but let's just go. Let's see.
Okay, so what do y'all say about that?
So your question, you're asking, can it be taught, or what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So like I was saying, I met a guy before and he brought it up and I was like, I would never do that. Then I met a guy before that really had a presence that made me really want to submit and learn about being polygamous, you know, and I don't know,
listen, different people have the power to bring different things out of different people, right? So you may meet somebody where they may spark that within you. You know what I'm saying? They may have that energy, right, where they can pull that up out of you and you may feel inspired to be able to, you know, do that. So yeah, I definitely think that different people can bring that out of you for sure. Definitely.
I agree. I truly agree. It's all about the presence that the person presents himself or herself. It probably does not have to be him with 2 women. It can be her with 2 women. It could be all many different situations. But it's all about how you present yourself, how you build with each other, how you build that foundation, and what. If you walk in with 0 expectations and you allow to happen, no matter what's going on. You can't sit there and put limitations on anything that you want to. So when you with this man and he doesn't make you feel right, and he doesn't make you feel like you want to do any of this stuff, make you feel like you want to do that, you put a limitation on that because you already said in your head that this is not, I would never do that. I would never do this because that I would do that. And you give it to the next person and you like, fuck. I'm opening myself up to this person because they brought the presence, they brought that there, or presented to you the security. They gave you the they gave you the feeling that you would never have to want for anything if it's a financial type of aspect, or you would never have to need for anything on a mental, physical, and a stability aspect as well.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What's
Y'all,
for me
y'all should
is
just come
for
back
me.
every Thursday.
But okay, wait, hold on. But can we kind of unpack that real quick when we say, because here's the thing, I'm not knocking and I'm not judging the perspective that what is for me is for me. Like,
Right.
Black people have so much shit has been taken from us, right? Because we got to put this in the context as Black folks, right? Our space is already limited as Black people, right? And so I can understand why we feel like, when I found somebody I love, you got to keep your hands off. I understand the mentality, right? But can I ask y'all, do y'all think that that's rooted in fears that you may not get something, that something may be taken from you?
I
that
think it's an insecurity, honestly. Like,
So
when I think as
we have a minute and 16
let's
seconds left. I
stop
just
it,
want
y'all,
to say
and
that.
then let's come back.
Hold on, I just want to say this. No, I love good conversation. I love good content, and I love like people leaving people on cliffhangers like they do on TV
Can we do a group
shows.
FaceTime?
But go ahead and answer that really quickly, and we'll hop on for like 10 more minutes afterwards. But then we're gonna come back with this whole conversation because it's good. So go ahead, say your piece.
Who was talking? Me?
You, girl.
Oh, what was I don't even remember what I was saying now. You know,
Let's come right back then.
Let's come back. Let's come back.
I'm gonna bring everybody.
Yeah,
back
let's come back because I gotta think about what I was saying now.
All right, I'm gonna sign. Everybody sign out. We're gonna be right back in, y'all. We're gonna give y'all 10 minutes more tonight on this live.
All right, let's do it.